Hey there, sweet friends, and welcome to our homestead. If you are new here, my name is Elizabeth, and in this week's video, I'm going to be working on stocking up some cheese. So I made a wheel of farmhouse cheddar cheese, and I spiced it up with a bit of chili flake, and with the leftover whey, I made a beautiful caramel sauce. I'll also be cooking a couple other things from scratch, and then I wanted to show you the new planner that I got. I've had it for a couple months now and I'm really enjoying it, so I wanted to share that with you guys. And then I'm just checking out my seeds to see what I got, as well as taking a peek in my freezer because I de-iced that and I'm getting ready for that quarter of a cow. I'll be getting it hopefully this week or next week, and I wanted to share that with you guys as well. This week I decided to make a farmhouse cheddar because we did not have any in the cheese cave. And then I have all of that whey, and I decided that I was going to make a beautiful caramel sauce with it. I've never done this before. I want to show you guys that. So right here I have 2 pounds of curd, and I used raw milk to make this, and I am just gonna break this up into little pieces. So I had to let it hang after it was done processing for an hour so they would all knit together, and now I'm breaking it up into walnut size pieces. And that will allow all the salt to mingle, because I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of that red chili flake. It is a really delicious British style cheese. It's at the beginner level and it ages from 1 to 9 months. I'm also adding a tablespoon of chili flake, and that ought to make it really spicy. You can actually have fun with this cheese and make it a dill farmhouse cheddar, and just use your imagination and let it go wild. Any dry spice you could probably put in there. You could make it a basil or dill, or just have fun with it. But we like spice here, so I am making it a chili flake cheddar cheese. Alright, I have all the curds and all the spices mixed in, and I'm just putting it in my press, and we're going to get going with that. And then I would like to show you the end result and how I package it and put it in the cheese cave. But for now, I have a whole gallon of whey, and I decided that I was going to make this beautiful whey caramel sauce, and it turned out so good. I can't wait to show you guys the end result. But I got the recipe from this book that I got for Christmas last year. It's called Cheese from Scratch by Robin Jackson, and it is a perfect beginner book for cheese making. So right here I have 4 cups of sugar, and then I have a whole stick of butter, which is a half a cup, and I'm going to be putting about a tablespoon of vanilla extract. There's 2 ways you can cook this. You can do it in the slow cooker, or you can do it on the stovetop. It actually took me quite a while to do it on the stovetop. And then lastly, you just need a pinch of salt. And I'm going to simmer this on low and slow. And it took me at least 12 hours, even on the stovetop, because if you turn it up, it'll overboil and make such a mess. So low and slow it is. And I do end up straining this and cooking it again the next day because it took so long. I had my cheese in the press. I just took it out so I can flip it and pop it back in my press. So this is what it looks like when the curds are slightly knit together. It's looking pretty good, but I need to press it 2 more times. So it's going to go in for a couple more hours and then overnight. One of my favorite things to do is to make my own vinegars. So I love making apple scrap vinegar when you use apple scraps, and I love making apple cider vinegar. And I wanted to show you that I had reused these bottles. So these are bottles that are washed out, and all I did was just add apple cider vinegar to the bottles, and I added a bit of a mother from an apple cider vinegar. I usually let my homemade vinegars set for at least 4 to 6 months, and then I will put the original cap back on, and it will be perfect for cooking and medicine making and all the things. So I'm going to just store this in a nice, cool, dry spot in the house. One of my favorite vinegars that I've ever made was a spruce tip vinegar, so I'll have to show you guys that in a future video. I also wanted to share with you guys that I just purchased this beautiful 1940s kitchen scale. It was a farmhouse kitchen scale, and it was so rusty. I wanted to record the before, but I have a couple of pictures that'll pop up so you can see the before. My hubs refurbished it and he painted it. We found the perfect color that matched it and we cleaned it up, and it is beautiful, and I'm so excited to use this for when our garden harvest starts to come in, and then we can weigh all the things and just with cooking and whatnot. So I'm super excited about that. Now on this night, since I've been making cheese all day and I'm making this caramel sauce, I wanted to do a quick dinner. So I still got the caramel sauce going there. It's got a ways to go, so it is going to cook all the way down to at least 1 quart of caramel sauce. So here I just have my chicken breast browning in olive oil and the cowboy butter from Kinder's. And I took that out of the pan. I'm going to add the onions and about 2 teaspoons of butter. This is why I love making soups. You don't really need to go by any recipe. You could just go with what your heart tells you. Add onions and garlic and whatever you like in your soup. Well, today I'm making a broccoli and cheese soup, and I'm going to be using the Cheshire cheese that I had made back in September. I didn't really like how it turned out, so I just froze it in 1 little pound packages. It was a 4-pound cheese, and then I'm using it for different recipes like this, and I've used it in macaroni and cheese, and it turned out really delicious. I've been trying to incorporate it in as many meals as I can, so it hasn't been going to waste. Here I have a couple cloves of garlic, and I'm just gonna mash those with my meat masher because I did not feel like chopping them or touching them. So I'm gonna do it the easy way. Then I'm gonna saute everything up. The pan is beautifully deglazed and has extra flavor. Then I'm just gonna chop up my broccoli and shred my cheese. And I'm also adding 2 quarts of that chicken bone broth from last year as well. I had to break out the bigger pot because my other pot has a caramel sauce in it. So I'm just opening these jars. They have a nice sound when you open the jar. You know that sound. I love to hear it. That it gives me security that my jar was sealed correctly. There is my Cheshire cheese. I had it in the freezer so it looks crumbly, but it is going to melt beautifully, and that's why it makes a really mean macaroni and cheese. So there is my chicken and all my onions and garlic going in the pot. And then I'm adding some milk and a little bit of heavy cream as well. And that's going to make it a little decadent. So I'm just adding all of my broccoli to the mix. And I will be adding spices. For spices, I'm going to be adding some chili flake, about a teaspoon because I don't want it too spicy. And then I also added a tablespoon of chicken bouillon and a teaspoon of salt and pepper. I'll let this come to a boil for about 5 minutes for the broccoli to become al dente, and then it will be ready to serve. And I'm going to pair it with these sourdough grilled cheese sandwiches. And that is what's going to make it the bee's knees. So this is what the caramel sauce looks like at about, I would say, a good 8 hours. I'm going to let it cook for a few more, and then I'm going to pop it in the fridge, and then I'm going to continue cooking it the next day. So this is the cheese coming out of the press the next day. It looks amazing. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to vacuum pack it up. And don't forget to label, and then I'm gonna put it in my cheese cave. So I'm gonna let this cook again for a good hour or so and let it thicken up because it's supposed to cook down to at least 1 quart. And I'll show you the end result, which is exciting. So it actually got pretty dark. It looks exactly the color you want it to. And what I'm gonna do is cook it down and measure it to 1 quart. I let it cool in my fridge for a couple hours, and this is the end result. It is a beautiful, thick, really delicious caramel sauce, a flavor that I've never had before, and it's super unique, and it's even better than caramel sauce. And this is gonna last in the fridge for about a good 2 weeks. So of course I had to make a little dessert with this. So this week I made a little batch of brownies. It is a sourdough recipe. I got it out of my daily sourdough book by Lisa Boone, and I'll be showing you guys that, which is actually one of my favorite sourdough books. So this is the cheddar. It's all dried, and I had to cut it in half. And I'm gonna pop it in my little vacuum pack bags and vacuum seal it up. And don't forget to label. I'll probably age this in my cheese cave for at least a good 2 to 3 months because I like it more of a sharp cheddar. So that'll be another great addition to the cheese cave. Good girl. Now this is why I was definitely thankful for the pantry challenge, because it put a pretty good dent in our freezer, and we are going to be getting a quarter of a cow the beginning of March. So hopefully I'll get to show you guys the video of that really soon. So that was one of my projects to do this weekend, was to de-ice and take an inventory of that freezer. For this week's dessert, it's going to be brownies. So I got the recipe, like I said, from my daily sourdough book. You can get this book off of Amazon or off of her website, thefarmhouseonboone.com. It's definitely one of my favorite sourdough books. So I'm just going to take this caramel sauce and drizzle however much I want. I'm drizzling with my heart now on top, and then I'm going to swirl around a little chopstick, and I'm going to bake this for a good 50 to 60 minutes. And this is what the brownie looked like. It was so delicious. It was nice and ooey gooey, and it was delicious. So this week I am taking an inventory of the freezer, which I already did, and then I'll be taking an inventory of all of my canned goods that I have canned in my dining room pantry. I'll also be taking an inventory of all my seeds. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, and I'm trying to stick by it, is writing things down and taking inventory. So it helps you remember what you have on hand or the things that you have used up. I'm definitely not a big meal planner. I like using up what I have on hand, what's in my pantry or my fridge or my freezer, and just going by what I have. I definitely do like keeping track of what I have on hand, though. It helps out so much to just write things down. Now that I'm getting older, I have to write everything down. It's nice to just have a list of things so you know what you got going on. So right here, I'm doing an inventory of all of my seeds. All of these recycled jars are all the seeds that I had saved myself. So I have some cilantro seeds, I have zinnias, I also have some cantaloupe and a bunch of pepper seeds here. I have some butternut squash and buttercup squash seeds. I just have a whole bunch of seeds that I had harvested from the places that I had bought them from the Amish food market and the stuff that I had grown. There's no hybrid seeds there. And I also am taking an inventory of all of my seeds that we had bought. Like, these are all the seeds that we purchased from Gurney's. I also like to purchase seeds at Agway and some of the hardware stores. They have different varieties. And this is the little tin of seeds that I got from eBay. So I found a seller. She had amazing seeds and so much variety. Here's just like a little chamomile, a batch of chamomile seeds. And then I have okra. I've got some beets. I also have yarrow and plantain seeds in there, so I'm super excited about that. I have some greens there, some spinach and whatnot. I also have eggplant in there as well, and some Swiss chard. There's a whole bunch of seeds that I'm super excited about. There's some Russian kale. That's supposed to be really big and beautiful, and I plan on actually drawing that up if it grows really well. So this is a seed packet that I was super excited to share. It's a Goodkin Henry. It's supposed to be a really nice plant. It comes back every year. This is a carrot seed. I ordered these on eBay. This comes back every year as well. They look like a little cluster of carrots, and if you roast them, they are super sweet. I also ordered some meadowsweet. That makes really good herbal medicine. And then I got a little free packet of seeds with it as well. I'm glad I got an inventory of all my seeds. Now I know what I have and where to start. I'm really excited for gardening season. We'll hopefully be starting our start very soon. Now, this is the Old-Fashioned on Purpose planner that I wanted to show you by Jill Wagner. It has all of the months of the year on it, and it also has kitchen, garden, and farm in there. So you have all of your days of the week, you have your monthly calendar, and all your notes where you can brain dump in there. It also has a place where you can add up all the eggs that you get from each of your chickens. It has super good organization for your kitchen budget and just all of your inventory and whatnot. It's really useful, and I actually really love it, and it helps so much for our homestead. It is a great planner, and I did order it on Amazon, or you can go to her website as well. I did a ton of research before I purchased this, so there's not a ton of videos on it, so I wanted to show you guys what it looked like inside and all of the cute little things. And I did make a diagram of my garden, so I am definitely planning on where to put all the things this year. So definitely super excited about that, and I can't wait to show you guys my plans. And that's it, friends. That's all I have for you this week. I just wanted to thank you so much, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you on the next one, friends.
Hi, good boy.